It's different because I don't always feel like having breakfast. I don't always feel like eating. Sometimes I feel like eating a bit. Sometimes I feel like eating a lot. Sometimes I don't feel like eating at all. And sometimes I just want to have coffee. Other times I actually want to eat, but I don't have neither the time nor the energy. And I can't predict what are the days that's going to happen, nor how many days that's going to happen. So I can't decide breakfast the same way I decide the main meals. So what I do, I created a list of all the breakfasts I could think of, and as you can see, it's not completely fulfilled, but it already has a few things like the nori sandwiches, like the eggs, like the hot dogs, like the gourmet breakfast or menu, like the international breakfast, like the pancakes, and so on and so forth. And then I realized, well, this is a lot. This is something I can look at when I'm going to have breakfast, and I can choose from if I can think that much. Or I can assemble them in categories and have them as per energy, meaning the main dishes are the proteins, and it's constituted for some of these dishes. In this case, eggs, international breakfast, some snacks, full meal soup, and a dinner for breakfast. Any meal that's supposed to be for dinner, have it at breakfast. Side dishes, which are things that I may want to have with these, and a menu, which is a combination of one or several of the above. So, if we really look at it, it's based on energy. If I have little energy, a little bit more energy, and a lot more energy. And this results in knowing what I always must have in the house to be able to make breakfast. So, what I always must have are eggs, bread, because I want to have hot dog once a week at least. I must have the hot dog buns, and then whatever kind of bread I like. Because I want soups, must have vegetables to have them, as well as for the salad, because I also want to have salad. Fruit, I have to have it fresh or frozen. Dairy, milk, yogurt, or both. It depends on whether I'm going to make yogurt or not. I'm not, so I must have both. Sausages and ham, rice, because one of the things included are rice balls, stuffed rice balls, cereals, usually oats, but I can have others as well, and baked beans. So this determines what I must always have for breakfast. With these, I can make any of these. Then all I have to do is choose. The choosing is made in the same day I make the meal plan for lunch and dinner, but I just make a simple side note on my shopping list, and then I include whatever I choose to have in in the list. These are snacks and desserts. Some of the breakfasts are also snacks, so I include them here. But some of the things in here, like eggs, like milk, like butter, like bread, are also part of the main meals. So I add them to here. If you notice, for instance, eggs, it's like one, three, four. So it depends on what I'm going to make, and then I add them up and I reach a conclusion. So I need 16 eggs for this week. I only bought 12, so I'm 4 eggs short, which is okay. It's okay. I may change the amount of eggs I eat for breakfast, and that will be enough. Meal plan. Main dishes, again, eggs, international, can be English, can be Japanese. Some snacks, and these some snacks, I have the hot dogs, I have the toast, I have the sandwiches, I have the rice balls, stuffed rice balls, I have the algae sandwiches, nori sandwiches. I have the full meal soup, and I have dinner. Then, because I can make several hot dogs, I can make several toasts, so I don't eat the same thing every week. I have a list of a few different hot dogs. So far, I only have two. You say something, I have more. Okay, I have creamy soup, I have pumpkin soup, I have vegetable soup, I have a cauliflower soup, I have lentil soup, and I have white beans with a spinach soup. These are some of my favorite soups. But if this changes and I want other soups, I will make them. I will either add in here or I will scratch if some of these stops being my favorite. I will scratch and put others, but I'll probably just add them and have more choices. Now, how do I meal prep breakfast? What I do is, since the menu is one of the side dishes and one of the main dishes, I just make sure that I have soup ready. I make sure that I have eggs in the house, bread in the house, cheese and ham, and the rest I just assemble for breakfast. Because the only thing that needs to be cooked for breakfast is the soup, or if I'm having a dinner for breakfast, the dinner, but that's already cooked. It's arranged in the other meal plan. I understand it might be confusing, and I'm not sure if I managed to make a good um, work explaining it because it's a lot. It takes more work, in my opinion, to meal plan for breakfast than it takes for the main meals. But the good thing is, all we have to do is fulfill all this, and then we have the meal plan made forever. As long as we have the ingredients to make it, all we need is the energy to decide what we are going to do. And this week, I decided to make it a menu. All of these are menu breakfast, which looks that I'm going to be having a lot of energy, but in reality, I'm just going to have some sandwiches with eggs and a soup, or a dinner for breakfast, which already includes a soup or broth. So it can look laborious, but it doesn't necessarily have to be.